Since it is the beginning of Lent, I wanted to share with you just a few tips and resources on how to have the most blessed Lent that you can possibly have. Hi, I'm Michelle, and this is A Common Life. I'm a homeschooling mom of 5 kids, and we are actually Byzantine Catholics. So for us, our Lent has already started. Our Lent starts on the Monday before Ash Wednesday, and so for anyone else who is watching this, today is Ash Wednesday, which is the start of Lent for all of the Roman Catholic Church. And so I just wanted to kind of get on here today and share a few things with you that can be helpful during this Lenten season. So first of all, one thing that you can do for yourself during the Lenten season and for your entire family is to find a book or a devotional to read. So our family is reading this book. It is Bringing Home Lent with Mother Teresa, Prayers, Reflections, and Activities for Families. So this book is really simple and straightforward. It makes it really, really easy to have a very full Lenten experience for your entire family without having to do a lot of work. Because I know for me as a mom of 5, it's hard, especially as a homeschooling mom, to be able to find a lot of extra time in the day to do activities or things like that. So we like to keep things very, very simple, and this book helps us do that. And along with that book, I created little journals for my kids and myself that we are going to be doing throughout Lent. These are the little journals that I'm using with the kids, and they've already written some things in theirs. I will show you mine because it's actually empty right now. So it's just this cute little book. I found these on Amazon. I can link to them down below for you. You can get them in packs, I think of 4 or 6 or 8. Anyway, and they're really affordable. And so in the beginning, which like I said, I didn't do this part yet, there is this little cross here. I just found this online. I can link to it down below for you if you'd like to get a copy for yourself. I kind of put it in a Google document and shrunk it down. That way it would fit into these books. And so basically what they're gonna do is they're gonna color in a square for every single day of Lent. And then this is from Kendra Tierney of Catholic All Year. It says, "This Lent I will strive each day to do less, to do more, to never, and to always." And like I said, I'm not going to share my kids with you, but here's a blank one for you to see. And then each of the pages in here are dated. And so I figure we can go through these day by day with the kids and write down different Bible verses, different things that they're working on, different things that they can do to help other people, things like that. And I have written everything down here in my Catholic Daybook. And in here I have everything that I am planning on doing with them during Lent. And it's anything from writing a note to somebody to helping a sibling to try to go a full day without complaining or whining. Lots of different kind of challenges and things like that that I can do with the kids during Lent. And I wrote everything down so it would be nice and simple. And I did use part of this devotional, and then also I used Kendra's book, the Catholic All Year Compendium, Liturgical Living for Real Life. So this is an excellent book. If you do not have this, I would highly recommend picking this book up. It has everything for the entire church year, lots of different activities and things that you can do with your family. She is a mom of, what, 10? She just announced that she's pregnant. So is she pregnant with her 10th? I can't remember. But anyway, she has a lot of kids. And so I feel like if she can do this, you know, we can do this as well. And a lot of the things in here are really, really practical and helpful. Now, moving away from books and things you can read, like I said, obviously it's nice to have some type of daily book that you can read, but also what I like to do is find books on saints or books on the Catholic faith and read those. And also another thing I like to do is read classic literature. I don't know where I got that idea. Someone years ago told me that they did that, and I thought that was really great, to read classic literature and then books on saints and books in the church and things like that during Lent. So I will link some of my favorite ones in the description box down below for you. Next, let's talk about fasting. Fasting is one of those really important things to do during Lent. And a lot of times people don't really get the point behind fasting. It's not to make your life more difficult and to be legalistic or because works are more important than faith. That's not what fasting is about at all. Fasting is about drawing us closer to Christ. That is what it is about. And so if we can do little things to make our lives a little bit more challenging, honestly, it will draw us closer to Christ. It will draw us closer to prayer, wanting to pray more. You know, if you're really wanting to eat that chocolate cupcake and you just have really big temptation, you can pray for God to take that temptation away from you. We don't need to have what we want all the time. We just don't. And so it's a great opportunity during Lent to fast a little bit more. Now, for us as Byzantine Catholics, we fast throughout the entire year, and we just fast a little bit more during Lent. I know that there are a lot of other Catholics who will fast all Fridays throughout the year, except with a few exceptions. and then, you know, kind of up their game a little bit during Lent. And so there are certain days throughout the year. For us, it's Clean Monday, which is the first Monday of Lent. For Latin Roman Catholics, it's Ash Wednesday. And then also for everyone, it is Holy Friday. Those are the most important days of the year where you need to really abstain from things. And that's because you are taking an opportunity to actually focus more on prayer and focus more on Christ and more on your faith. And that's why we do it. It isn't a legalistic thing. It isn't something where these works are going to like earn your way into heaven. It's not that at all. It is a tool to draw us closer to Christ. So for us, because for me, I guess personally, Lent is a time of simplicity. I like to really kind of make life as simple as possible. I created a very simple meal plan. And so basically what we do is, if we start with Sundays we go to Mass in the morning, and then we always have brunch. We come home and have brunch together. And then dinner is just some type of leftover, something really super easy. Monday, I always do a crock-pot meal. Tuesday, we always do some type of taco. Wednesdays are a little bit different because it is a fasting day for us. And also we have choir rehearsals in the evening, kind of sandwiching the dinner hour. And so what we have is sandwiches. I didn't even mean to say that, but that's what we do. We do sandwiches or something simple. That's what we're going to do for Lent, because we used to just always go and eat out. We would kind of make that, we would eat out about 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays, but it's really hard to eat out on a day when you're not really eating a lot of things. And so I decided that for this Lent, we're just going to keep it really, really simple. I'm going to pack up a bunch of food and just have a really simple dinner while we're waiting kind of in between choir rehearsals. Then Thursday is Brenner, which is breakfast for dinner. I decided to make that on Thursdays because usually by the end of the week I'm getting tired, and it's usually a very busy week, and I thought this would be an easy way. We always have supplies in our house to make breakfast, and I thought, you know, even if it's a day or a week where it's so busy that it ends up being like cereal and fruit, I don't have to feel guilty because I decided that all along. And so that's what we're going to do on Thursdays. Fridays, we always do homemade pizzas. And then on Saturday, we go to liturgy or Mass on Saturday afternoons, every Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And so after that, we always go out to eat as a family, or some weeks my husband will take like certain kids out to eat and do kind of like special time with them. And so we always eat out on Saturday nights. That's just what we do. And that's the whole plan. It's very, very simple. I will give you a peek into my actual planner and show you all of the meals that we have planned out for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks during fasting days. And then I like to keep an inventory of everything that we have in our refrigerator and freezer as well, just so I have easy things to pick from. And then I do have this whole binder full of all of our favorite recipes or recipes that I want to try. And it makes everything really simple because I don't have to put a lot of thought into it. As long as I think the night before whether or not I need to pull something out of the freezer, I'm usually pretty good to go. Another way that we do fasting during the Lenten season is to refrain from using a lot of our technology. For the kids, that specifically means not a lot of TV shows, movies, video games, playing on their tablets, things like that. Because generally, they do get a pretty good amount of time, especially playing on their tablets or playing Minecraft together. And so during Lent, we kind of pare down and we don't do that as much. I will give them opportunities to kind of earn technology. So if they are extra helpful, or if they, you know, help their siblings or help me or do extra things around the house, they can kind of earn a little bit of time on their tablet. But as far as video games, we will not be using those, like Minecraft, we will not be using those during Lent. And movies and things like that will be very, very limited to maybe a family movie night or a special day where I'm going to let them watch movies. Or I may let them watch documentaries for homeschool or things like that, but it's very, very limited. It is a slippery slope because as soon as you let them have a little bit, then they have a little bit more and a little bit more. And for me, it's hard for me to control it. And so I feel like it's better to just say no. And then, you know, once in a while, give them a little surprise. And so far, they're here. Do you hear them? They're so good. Like, they're just playing together. My son has read, like, my oldest son has read, I forget, like 2 or 3 books. He's reading this series that he really likes, and they're doing so well. And I had thought it would be a lot more difficult, but they're just playing and getting along and having a good time. And we're on spring break this week. So you would think like that's not the greatest time to get rid of all of your devices and all of your technology when we're not going to be homeschooling this week. but I've been pleasantly surprised that they have been very helpful. They have done their chores without complaining for the most part. And if they do complain, they have to get a job from the complaining jar, which we have down in our homeschool room. And so then they just do kind of an extra job for complaining. And they've just been getting along and doing really well. And even I had fun just like reading with them, laying on the couch yesterday and just reading with them. We all snuggled up together. It was just really nice. So if you are a family that uses a lot of technology in your home, this is a great opportunity to kind of pare down, not use as much, and just focus on spending time together as a family. And then just a few little quick things. Lent is a great time for almsgiving, and that can be anything from, donating more money to your church to bringing a meal to someone. Even for children, something as simple as writing a note or a card to someone who's sick or someone in need, that is a great way to show them almsgiving. And then another thing that you can do is make sure that everybody in your family who has made their first confession goes to confession at least one time during Lent. And I would recommend that you go this first week of Lent and then maybe another time right before Holy Week. Those are great times to go. And obviously you can go as many times as you want in between then, but it's a good time to really kind of think about your life and think about what you've been doing and the choices that you've been making, and even the things that you don't realize that you're doing. And it's just a great opportunity to make confession. Another suggestion that I have seen a lot of other Catholics make is to go to a weekday mass at least once per week if you can. And I really, really love that idea. And being Byzantine Catholic, we have lots of opportunities to go to special evening liturgies as well. And so I'm hoping to do those. Obviously, those we're planning on doing, but I would also like to go to a First Friday Mass at the Roman Catholic Church that we also attend, because we are bi-ritual. So we attend both the Byzantine Catholic Church and the Latin Roman Catholic Church. And that's just what we do. We're kind of different, but we love it. And so I kind of want to do a little bit of both. So it's important to not just be a Sunday Christian, to find other opportunities where you can go to Mass during the week. You can also go to penance services or Stations of the Cross, things like that. Like our parish has several opportunities to go to Stations of the Cross, which we're definitely going to go ahead and do that. And so there's lots of different things that you can do depending on your parish. Some parishes have lots and lots of services, some have fewer. So I would go and check your parish's website right now and find out what is going on, and then add it to your calendar, add it to your planner. I went and added everything on our Google Calendar, and I shared it with my husband's Google Calendar. So that way he will be able to see when the services are and we can decide which ones we want to go to. And so if you know when they are, that is the best way for you to be able to say, yes, we have time this day, or we're going to set aside time this day to go to Mass. So I think that's really, really important. And last, but certainly not least, is find time to pray together as a family. It is very important to do that kind of as a general rule, but even more so during Lent. And we always add the prayer of St. Ephrem to our evening prayers with the children. If you don't know that prayer, I will link to it in the description box down below. It is a perfect prayer for Lent, and it is one that even the young children can memorize and participate in. And so I highly recommend adding a prayer, or adding more time of prayer. Like if you only do evening prayers, maybe do like a morning prayer or a midday prayer if you're a homeschooling family. Just add more prayer into your life. One of the things that I'm going to be doing with the kids is adding more quiet times where they literally have to just sit still for 5 or 10 minutes and pray, and do the best that they can, because some of them are very little, but to pray for their own needs, to pray for the needs of others. And we're going to have everything written in our little books here. We just haven't done it yet, which I need to do this. We were going to do it in the back pages of this book. We're going to write down all the people that we want to pray for and all of our specific personal needs. That way they can just kind of pull this out and sit down and look over it and just have some very quiet time with God. Because one of the nice things about Lent, especially when you are pulling back from a lot of technology or a lot of activities or a lot of eating, things like that, it gives you more time to pray. As long as we have our focus in the right place, we never kind of get to that legalistic side where we feel like we've got to get all the points to get our way into heaven, because that's not going to work. It needs to be about your heart. If you're fasting and your heart is not in the right place, then you're doing it in vain. If you are giving alms and your heart is not in the right place, then it's pointless. You need to have your heart in the right place. And Lent is a wonderful time of year to really, really draw in closer to Christ and really make sure that our heart is where we want it to be and where we need it to be. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see more videos about the Catholic faith, about homeschooling, motherhood, and everything in between, please subscribe to my channel. I will be sharing lots more videos this Lent about our personal faith and some I have some fun things that are coming up closer to Holy Week and Easter. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel so that I can share those with you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.